Good afternoon, Tobago. Good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago. And good afternoon, world. Welcome again to hashtag Tobago Next, the island's reset. I am Kate Trotman, your host for tonight. And tonight I am joined by the rest of the IDA team. I have on my immediate left, Mr. Cecil Noel. I have on my far left, Mr. Philbert Williams. On my immediate right, Dr. Denise Sawyer-Fat Angus. And on my far right, Mr. Terence David. And tonight on Tobago's hashtag Tobago Next, which is all about real talk with real people about the real Tobago, we will be looking at when progress doesn't feel like prosperity. You know, we have seen buildings going up. We have seen road networks being built. And there's a paradox, because even when we've seen that, we're hearing the cries of people saying things are tough. It's difficult to make ends meet. In the middle of this paradox, I want us to discuss what are the challenges we are seeing? What are Tobagonians feeling and experiencing?
I think Tobagonians must be able to differentiate what is progress from what is development. I think we have to start with a different mindset in terms of education. When you see building going up in an environment or in the area, one will think that that is progress or that is development. But without a developed mind, it does not take us anywhere. We must be able to teach, especially the young people, how to save, put aside a percentage of what they earn in order to develop themselves. Because when you look back, our foreparents used to work for much less than what people are working for now. And they used to make ends meet because they had the right education and the right mindset. However,
sacrificing it.
Well, yeah, yeah. I don't know if it's a deliberate act. The present crop of people we have now running the island, they are not educating especially the young people about saving. So we need to look in that direction. Put aside something for rainy days.
Well, let me pull from what you just said. You mentioned our foreparents, what they used to do and make it meet, even though they were not working for as much as we are working for. That brings me to the point of the back then versus the now.
Yes, correct.
Back then, our foreparents seemed to have been displaying a level of independence about how they went about doing things. As compared to what we are seeing now, that level of dependence on a state to provide every and all things for them.
Yes.
So
reach out to that,
So-
and I'll come. All right, Terence.
yeah, please, let me take this, because I think we are more consumers now than producers. Long time, our foreparents, they used to have things planted in the backyard. So that would have cut down on the amount of things that you would have imported. And like, you know, you'll have foods in the garden like cassava, potato, dasheen. And then you could have bartered with a neighbor. So you could have saved from what little you were earning to maybe build a little house somewhere, or build a little. So we have to look at this direction. Maybe we have to have a full remodeling of where we came from to where we are now in order to go forward.
Well, let me pull to Cecil, because you were about to say something on it as well.
Yes. I want to first say what Sharon said is valid, right? Because in our foreparents' time, or the older generation, as we would say for respect, right? They used to provide everything. Now, I could remember my grandfather going to work, then he go to the garden, then he has the animals, and then he goes fishing. So therefore, there and then you realize that meat was supplied all around.
Correct.
Now we're leading to Christmas. I cannot guarantee you, my grandfather was alive, would have already had at least 12 pigs lined up to slaughter for Christmas.
It was ready there.
Good?
Yeah.
Also, chicken, my grandma would have already reared 24 or 36
Chicken,
birds
yeah, correct.
for Christmas. Right? Now, that's then. So we were producers, that then they would produce it in. Now the table has turned and shifted. We have morphed into a society of consumers, and not just things locally, but we have expand our taste for exquisite and international taste and cuisine. So therefore, we are battling with understanding where we come from, where we are heading, and how to ensure that we have that society or that household that is sustainable. I operate at the Scarborough market, right? And this week, a customer came in, right? This is a person who relocated from Sister Isles of Trinidad to Tobago. She came to the Scarborough market for the first time, so she wanted to know what it is like, because in Trinidad, market on a Sunday or Saturday is a huge thing. Mm-hmm. So she came with the belief that the goods at the Tobago market were all produced from Tobago, or from Tobago.
Which used to be a case.
Which used to be.
That's
Right.
yes, yes.
So she proceeded to ask me, she said, where are we getting all this from? I had a blood to tell her, here, these goods coming from Trinidad, all our goods from Trinidad. Right? I was not pleased to say, even if I wanted to twist it, you understand, to make me look good, I can't do it. I have to be honest. It is from Trinidad, tomatoes from Trinidad, cucumbers from Trinidad, pumpkin from Trinidad. Everything is from Trinidad. And the thing is that we have grown so dependent and relaxed, and we're still consumers, because we have to provide the cash if it goes in Trinidad to bring it here, to turn it over. So most of our revenue is going to Trinidad.
So that requires a whole cultural shift again, because we've moved from where we used to make and trade to right now where we seem to be buying and borrowing.
That's right.
Coming into a space, or so much so that everything that we create in terms of income is going out of this space of Tobago.
And you know, interestingly, but I'm surprised. She's surprised that it goes on. I said that was then when Tobago was the provider, the producer. We have a society where we have shifted off. I said, yes, people still plant everything in their yard, but that's a small for them. I say on a large scale, we need to rethink or reset or revisit the blueprints as to how we can become producers once more. Right, because she was saying, well, I just want to know so I could know if I have to go down to Trinidad to make groceries and things once
to come back again.
You understand? And that hit me hard.
So that has placed us now where we have to look at the economic realities of what was just shared here a while ago. What does it really mean? The progress that we say we see in terms of buildings and roads, but the reality that people are not feeling progress in their pockets. What is the economic reality of that we are seeing? Let me throw that in the doctor's corner.
Well, you know, it all goes back to statistics, huh? And when you look at statistics, when the economist puts out statistics there to you, it explains to you why we see the shiny buildings We see the roundabout, but then you go to the grocery and nothing happening. Less buying with the money you have. And that is because of the mere fact that we are not producing. Again, we go back to consumerism. And the fact that our, what we call our gross domestic product, and not just the gross domestic product, but the gross domestic product per capita, which tells you how much money is trickling down to the man on the ground, to the woman, to the children, to the family. And in Tobago, that amount is about $3,900 US per capita. Okay?
3,900.
3,900, and I have it worked out here. That means the average household gets about 2,042 TT dollars
Per month?
per month. Okay? When you add up all who are the top end and who are the bottom end, wherever, that comes up to about 2,042 TT dollars per month. But let us look at somewhere like Jamaica. Jamaica, that is supposed to be so tourism driven. They are bauxite, because we hear them talking about the quarry now, right? Bauxite, so the extraction industries. Jamaica is at $6,800 US per person, which means the average take home in TT dollars in Jamaica is about 4,000 TT dollars. Right?
Jamaica take no more than.
More than take home.
Well, yeah, Jamaica take more than Tobago.
Tobago,
Right.
Tobago.
Okay. So let us look at oil and gas country of Trinidad and Tobago. Okay? So in Trinidad and Tobago, our gross domestic product, GDP per capita, is about $19,300. And when you track that out, the average person take home in Trinidad is about $11,258 per month.
Per month.
Okay? And remember, we have oil and gas in Trinidad, Trinidad and Tobago. That's what we're operating on. But St. Kitts and Nevis, smaller than us, smaller than, small like us, yeah? And they, small island people like we like to call them, they don't have no oil and gas. Yes, they have sun, sea and sun, but they are not operating on sun, sea and sun. They have different models that they share, professional services that they share and that they sell, that has them at a GDP per capita of $22,500 US per person. So it means their take home is about 13,000 TT dollars per person. Yeah?
Wow.
I sure if you go to St. Kitts and Nevis, you don't see any
Them big
buildings
buildings.
like how you see here. Yeah? Like we say, small island people. Right. Cayman Islands. They left Jamaica. Remember? They left Jamaica.
We used to be part of Jamaica.
Right. So you expect them to be doing worse off than Jamaica, right?
Yes, we
They're
do.
smaller and they're little,
Yes.
but they're little but taller,
tourism, yes.
right? And they left Jamaica, and right now they are at $96,000 thereabouts US per capita. The average take home would be about 56,000 TT dollars. 56.
For the year.
Okay? So it tells us for the month. For the month.
I need to go down there.
Wait.
Yes.
Wait.
And I ain't gonna run down some of the others like Bahamas and Bermuda. But
So our problem, I'm not interjecting, right? I want to interject, but our problem is our economy need to be driven.
by something
Like
else.
something else.
Diversification.
Besides sea, sun, and fun.
We say sea,
Sea,
sun,
sun,
and
sun.
sex.
Yeah,
Sea, sun, and sex.
So these buildings, that we have here that costing us so much is not helping our people, right? Because basically, you know, persons have bills to pay, you know, cost of living very low, right? And to make
high, cost of living high.
Very high.
it's
Cost of
very
living high.
So we need to do some intervention, or let me say, take it back to where it was and restart something so that we can end up being like the Cayman Islands or St. Kitts or every other island that is better than us.
But I'm assuming, right, our population is more than some one of these countries, right? And for them to be taking up so much more, I'm longing to see 56,000 TT.
But remember, let me put it in perspective. Over the last 20 years, we have had a steady decline in the economy.
Wow.
Okay?
No new intervention.
23% in the last 15 years. And when this administration came in, there was a further decline over the last 4 years. And that is why we continue to feel it so badly in our pockets, because people are now at breaking points.
So basically,
You know,
they're doing the same thing.
they're doing
as the
worse.
others.
Yes,
But
there are no
They're
new
doing worse.
ideas.
Yeah.
There are no new ideas because because events may create, you know, an increase in people, a little head on bed stay, those kind of things. But true development and trickle down to the man on the street is not happening. So we have to rethink those models.
I want to bring Terence in, but Terence, let me just preface what you're going to say by one thing. What Dr. Angus mentioned about Tobagonians going home with $2,042 TT per month. You know, this is just a little above the disability grant that is given to people. A disability grant, I think, is either $1,500 or $2,000. Imagine that is what the average Tobagonian is living on, an amount close to the disability grant, which can do nothing for us. So that trickle down, we're not experiencing.
So
yes, Terence.
So clearly, we need to diversify. And just before, when I retired now, and just before I retired, when the PDP went into office, I hear people saying, now is our time now, and you're not getting any value for money. Even though it has more money in the system, you're not seeing any
New ideas.
And no work has been done. The roads in a worse off condition.
No economic
So
development.
no development on the island.
So
So I think you need, just a minute, I think you need some other group of persons with a different mindset as to take Tobago forward in a different direction.
You jumped into something. Cecil, I'll let you finish that thought before I interject something.
Okay. So what Terence, I got from Terence here, right, is that new wine in old bottle.
Just
Is
won't
that
cut
what we're
it.
saying? So and as I said, that will not cut it, right? We need a total reset. Reset starting from the community level, right? Because if you want to see serious change in our economy and our sustainability, we have to take it from the community level, right? Brick by brick, stone by stone, foundation by foundation, pillar by pillar.
Heart by heart.
Heart by
I like
heart.
that.
People by people.
People by people. So once we can attain that, I can see our GDP per capita for Tobago rising.
Correct.
Yeah. In fact, that is the only way you're going to rise.
In fact, you dropped the gun, because you have gone into what we now need to move into to deal with this dilemma that we are feeling. We are saying there's evidence of progress according to what everybody like to call progress, the shiny buildings, the new roads, but yet people not feeling it in their pocket.
Because progress
Is
does not
not the-
equal prosperity.
That is it. That is it. And we have to move to this stage where progress and prosperity are interchangeable. And that means looking at the people element of it. How are our people empowered to do, empowered to be, empowered to deliver, even empowered to sustain that? So it means, we mentioned earlier about the cultural shift. We need to shift back to where we can draw from the principles of the past, but marry it now to modern day. Let's spend a little time on that.
Right?
How do we do that? I mean, you mentioned something just a little while
We deal
ago.
with agriculture, right? We know that we work with grandfathers on a whole hillside. You plant yam, sweet potato, cassava, right? And that will finish as the season turns over. That finish, we enjoy it. But now, what we can do, we have modern day machinery. We have villages whereby we can designate specific village or specific area to produce a certain amount of cassava per year.
Or type of crop.
Type of crop per year. So therefore now, we have enough to feed our community, our island, our people, and enough to export or to go back to China. So therefore now, what we do, we cut the amount of money we send to China. Because I'm telling you, out of this carbon market, the vendors weekly output is approximately $80,000 and more in goods coming out of the Mokoya market to Tobago.
Wow.
Right? And if you put average $80,000 by 4 for a month and by 12 months in a year, you will actually see how much money is leaving Tobago and going into Trinidad.
Wow. So we have moved from being a society or island of producers where, it used to be said that Tobago was the breadbasket for Trinidad and Tobago. We are now so consumer focused. We are now the market for Trinidad.
Okay.
Or even for the smaller islands.
And look at that. We go and purchase from them and come to Tobago to resell. And they will leave down Trinidad and come to Tobago to cut it back. Because you see people
So what I'm gathering here, in order for the really meaningful economic development, we must develop the communities.
That's right.
Yes.
Is that the trend?
Yes,
what I'm
that's
saying.
what we say.
So you must tie community development into economic development
That
if you want to
beautiful.
move forward.
Beautiful.
Beautifully said. I couldn't have said any better.
But it's like a house. You could spend all the money on decorating the windows and the door, nice door. But if you have not spent an equal or even more money on that foundation,
Yeah, it's got a long time.
trouble take you,
But,
trouble take you.
um,
Yeah? So we have to go back to the basics. Work with our communities, strengthen them. And they will then provide the beautiful house.
What I think is that we are more mechanized from back then to now. We are more mechanized. We are more mechanized back then to now. So we know how to. As a matter of fact, it's more easy because it's mechanized.
Should be.
Well, yeah.
But
once the idea get in there, it will be easy.
It depends on how the people
Yes.
have now been cultured and trained
Right,
to
because-
utilize that, because the people is the moving force.
Yeah, because we can't go back there to then. So we have to think about now. What are we going to do to help the wages problem? What are we going to do for the hiring of jobs problem?
And I'm glad you raised that point, because we have their national policies, and we see in Trinidad that the Prime Minister done away with CPEP and URP. Then is CPEP and URP in Tobago producing, is it benefiting Tobago. So clearly we need a retooling, a reshaping of CPEP and European Tobago in terms of cutting our importation bill.
Yes, which is very.
So clearly we might have to put CPEP and European in the direction of farming and agriculture and all of that.
Human resource.
But you mentioned that. Should I jump in and throw in the fact about what we think about the mega farms?
Well, you know, mega farming, it's a double-edged sword, okay? Because mega farming, as the way the THA is doing it, is not going to succeed.
No.
We have to go to communities and empower them to do their own mega farming.
Yes.
And I think we would see more, a faster turnaround, increased productivity, and more prosperity.
True.
Beginning at that level. That is what is going to turn it around. Because mega farming at the THA level, it's not going to work.
No.
It's not going to be effective. I mean, I think we have seen it in the past.
Yes.
And again, we need to liberate communities, because they will come up with their ideas and solutions. I mean, I just saw the Hurricane Melissa, and I saw one of the MPs walking around and stating, Peter Bunting, that he had been to engineering school and he never saw the inventions that people did to hold down the roof. Where they tied the roof and they put a big sack of sand, and the roof did not budge. No, he go in a whole engineering school and he never see something like that. What if we truly turned over the mega farms to communities?
Yes,
they will be amazing as to how they take that and run with it. So that is where we need to.
So you are saying, Dr. Angus, that the politicians should act as facilitators to these programs. Are you saying that?
Absolutely.
True facilitators. We need to understand what the word facilitation means and what empowerment of the people is all about. We need to get them retooled. We need to get them buy-in to and be actively involved in shaping their communities and creating wealth therein for them to share.
What I'm hearing is really everybody speaking to empowering communities. And
Definitely.
the
The solution is
Have you
that.
ever studied this? The sugarcane factory, government, oil,
Government.
What else? We used to do flour, not flour,
Cotton.
Another stuff what we used to do like government, right? We need to do a lot of private.
Community empowered empowered
As I
enterprises.
said, for it to
Build
be able
up-
to move
build up private
faster.
sector.
And it is going to move faster, right? Because you're giving everybody else, not the THA centralized and say we're going to do this, and never happening. So I believe what Mr. Angus said, it is correct, right? We need to build from the ground up. Otherwise, we won't get nowhere.
But it takes a lot of courage to do that, eh?
Yes.
Because
yes.
the THA would not readily, the current THA, yes, and the past one, the former one, will not readily turn over that power to communities, because then they lose control over the voting bank.
Yes.
They will lose control over contracts for their friends and family, because now the community will now be procuring some of those contracts from their own communities. Yes? If you have contractors that could build some box drains and do different things in communities, why are you bringing persons from outside to do it? And so they will take away some of that, and so they do not want to see
like
that happen.
It's like we do it.
Yes.
It's like
They
Yes.
don't want to see.
Yes.
But it's like me. I would normally say my children went and studied in university. I didn't go and study for them, but I feel very proud of their achievements. It's the same way. We don't have to do it For them,
Yeah.
that's how the song say what?
Take it easy.
Take it easy.
We gonna do the work.
No. We empower the communities to do the work,
Yeah.
and we feel proud
Proud.
when
And
they
that's
have achieved.
And also,
You don't have to control it and do it for them.
but and then again, and also when we do that, right, you give the community, the individual, a sense of pride, right? They can now walk with a chip on the shoulder. It might even turn into a bragging right. Look what we're doing down in
Look what we have done.
in Bethesda compared to what we're doing up in
Like
Bethel
yeah.
or Mason Hall. So you know
That camaraderie and
raise that standard up and then change the mindset as how to think and how to realize, hey, we would something. Right now, we are just
Competing is good.
we lost that.
Competing is good.
We lost that.
But you know what that is saying? As we take the time to kind of pull it together, that Tobago's development and going forward is all about what our title of this program is all about. Hashtag Tobago Next is all about that island reset.
That's right.
That island reset.
And you're willing to reset.
So, to our viewing audience, we want to thank you for tuning in this afternoon. Tonight, I should say. Thank you for being with us and sharing in the discussion about taking Tobago to the next level through resetting our island. We look forward to seeing you next week with another episode of Tobago, hashtag Tobago Next, the Island Reset. Bye for now.
Thank you.